For the fact that that rail line has been neglected, it is as a result of politics, and that's why I'm saying it is marginalization.
And equally to lend my voice, Mr. Speaker, the exclusion of the Southeast, rail and roads from that infrastructure, Mr. Speaker, is one about fairness and one with historical implications for unity and development of Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, I'm taking you by your words that maybe by the supplementary budget, the Southeast will be fully captured in the roads and rail infrastructure. And any other zone that is excluded, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, I'm from a zone, and none of the Southeast and other zones are captured in this particular place. And this is a national budget. We have to look at it critically. Mr. Speaker, I want to bring the attention of the House in this item 281, light rail, Kano Okun, Lagos. Mr. Speaker, I'm from a zone, and none of the Southeast and other zones are captured in this particular place. And this is a national budget. We have to look at it critically. It's not for a particular state, Mr. Speaker. A Southeast need to be included. That is my point of order, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable, your observation. I am sure in the course of the year there might be...
Mr. Speaker, no other time. It is now. Let us do it now. Mr. Speaker, observation.
They are already ongoing now.
Yours is noted, Honorable, and will bring it to the attention of Mr. President.
Order.
In the near future, we'll ensure that that balancing is done, okay? Please, let's make progress. When I'm talking, you are not supposed to also be talking. You can only raise your voice and expect to be recognized. But it's not good when we are talking, you are also talking. It's very dishonorable to us. Please. I have made my own statement or remark concerning that particular observation. And what I said is that we would bring this to the attention of Mr. President. Likely there may be another...
the Eastern Rail Line. That railway line that runs from Port Harcourt through Aba, through Enugu, Makurdi, Kafanchan, Jos, Bauchi to Maiduguri. That's called the Eastern Rail Line. And that is the oldest rail line built in Nigeria by the colonial masters. That rail line is not within the current federal government's railway line modernization program. In 2018, when I came to the Senate, I moved a motion to include Eastern Rail Line in the railway modernization program of the government of Nigeria. And what is that modernization program? To build standard gauge rail instead of the narrow gauge rail which the colonial masters built. The federal government has excluded that Eastern Rail Line from that program till date. Federal government has done Lagos to Ibadan standard gauge rail. Federal government has done Abuja to Kaduna standard gauge rail. Kaduna to Kano standard gauge rail. Kano to Maradi standard gauge rail, ongoing now. Then Itakpe to Warri standard gauge rail. Then this Eastern Rail Line, that is the oldest rail line in Nigeria, government has been playing politics with it. That is the most important economic corridor you can think of. Because that's why the colonial masters did it in the first time, because it links the whole of northern Nigeria. It traverses 5 geopolitical zones: northeast, north central, northwest, because Kaduna is involved, then southeast and south-south is it. So that rail line, when it was functional, was bringing cattle from the north down south. That's the corridor. And from Port Harcourt, petroleum products were moving up to the north through that rail line. And you could imagine the level of savings government had, because our roads were spared the pressure of moving these goods up and down. But now, the rail line has been abandoned long ago. So everybody now has recourse to use of roads. That's why we're having tankers falling here and there, killing people, you know. But when we had the rail line functional, such thing never happened. So the need for that rail line cannot be overemphasized. It connects the northeast to Port Harcourt, the seaport. Because there's no other way from the north to shipment ports than to go to Port Harcourt and move your goods overseas. So now it's not been done. I'm talking about marginalization. I've been crying about it this year in the 2025 budget. When the president submitted his budget, there was nothing for the Eastern Rail Line again. I was on a tour because I'm a member of the Senate Committee.
Is it not in the place of the governors in the Southeast to come together, advance a position to the president?
No, he doesn't need the governors to tell president where to build rail line. The federal government can develop the policy on its own and do. You don't need pressure from anybody.
Not necessarily.
So these are rail lines these are rail lines that have been existing. For the fact that that rail line has been neglected, it is as a result of politics, and that's why I'm saying it is marginalization.
So is that not where the political solution comes in, where the governors can come together and push for that position?
No, it's for the president to do what is right to all Nigerians. If you have anything to share it to all Nigerians. You know, bring everybody, don't leave anybody behind. For the fact that that place has been left and all the older rail lines are being, including new ones, is not being built to Maradi in Niger Republic. And the one that Colonial Matters built before independence is been abandoned.
When the people of the Southeast region, especially the Igbos, complain about marginalization, you all need to listen to them. You need to understand why they are crying out about marginalization, because it is very obvious that they are not needed and wanted in Nigeria. You don't need to be told that the Igbos are not wanted in Nigeria, because you are seeing it clearly from the way they are being treated in Nigeria. Even if you did not see it or experience it, you have read on the pages of the book how the Nigerian government went against the Igbos and tried to alienate them. They tried to completely wipe out the Igbos from the surface of the earth. I am talking of the Nigerian Civil War. That was a genocide, that was an ethnic cleansing, and it happened between 1967 to 1970. When the Biafran troops led by Philip Effiong was handing over to the Nigerian government, a statement was made that if the Nigerian government continued to treat the Igbo people with disregard and marginalization, that generation to come will rise up and they will also demand for freedom and to succeed out of Nigeria. Today, not only are the Igbos asking to leave Nigeria, you have the Oduduwa Republic from the southwest, you have the Middle Beltans, you have the people from the south. They are equally asking to leave Nigeria because the federal government has continued to treat the Nigerian people with so much disregard and marginalization. But the people that has been at the receiving end of huge marginalization are the Igbo people, the people from the southeast. When the war ended, it was declared no victor, no vanquish, and the federal government outlined programs to reintegrate, repair, rehabilitate the Igbo people. According to the federal government, this program were aimed at making the Igbo people not to feel marginalized in Nigeria, but that was just mere words. It was just words written on paper. Proper actions were never followed to ensure that the Igbo people would not be marginalized, but rather the federal government went ahead to confiscate properties and money belonging to the Igbos in the bank, and only £20 were allocated to the Igbo people to start afresh. That was the beginning of remarginalization of the Igbo people after the Civil War. And the Igbo people has been continued to be excluded from the national power sharing formula in Nigeria. No key government institution is being cited in the southeast that will help to promote growth and economic viability in the southeast. Excluding the southeast from the federal government standard railway project is not an isolated incident, but is part of a long-standing pattern of systemic neglect and deliberate exclusion of the southeast from critical federal government infrastructure and developmental projects. You must understand that the southeast is a vital part of Nigeria's economy. The Southeast is home of some of Nigeria's most vibrant commercial cities, which includes Aba, Onitsha, and Nnewi. These cities are hubs of manufacturing, trade, and innovation, and they are contributing significantly to Nigerians' GDP. Despite the Southeast's strategic importance, the Southeast has been systematically excluded from the federal government infrastructural projects. This exclusion is not only unjust but also counterproductive, as it undermines the region's potential to contribute even more to Nigerians' growth. Excluding the Southeast from the Standard Railway project is a glaring example of the federal government of Nigeria's neglect of the region. The railway was meant to connect major regions of Nigeria, but the Southeast region has been conspicuously cut off from this connection. While the North and the Southwest enjoy the benefit of modern railway network, the Southeast remain disconnected, hindering trade, mobility, and economic integration. This deliberate omission not only isolates the region, but also limit the Southeast's potential to attract investment and create jobs for millions of youths residing in the Southeast. With cities like Aba, Onitsha, and Nnewi serving as industrial and trading centers, the lack of adequate infrastructure such as railway and good road network will make it difficult for businesses to thrive in the Southeast. The federal government refusal to invest in the Southeast infrastructure is a direct attack on the Southeast economic viability. When you take a closer look at the distribution of federal government projects, it reveals a stark disparity. For example, the Lagos-Ibadan Railway, the Abuja-Kaduna Railway, and the Kano-Maradi Railway project have all been prioritized, while the Southeast remain undeserved. In 2025, we are talking about road and railway projects. This is what every federal government should prioritize for their people. This is what every federal government that want to drive development and economic viability will prioritize for her people. But the federal government of Nigeria is neglecting that for the people of the Southeast, while other regions in the country are enjoying good road network and railway projects. The people from the Southeast are being excluded. They've excluded the Southeast from a good international airport. They've excluded the Southeast from a good seaport. Tell me why a region like the Southeast that is deep in commerce, in trading, in business, will not have access to international airports and seaports. Tell me why businessmen in the Southeast will have to go to Lagos State to clear their containers and drive their goods back to the Southeast. This is the reason why the cost of imported items in the South is costly, because these businessmen have to pay exorbitant amount of money to clear the goods in Lagos, pay exorbitant amount of money to transport that goods to the Southeast, and the final consumers will be the one to bear the brunt of all these expenses. Citing a seaport in the Southeast will not only reduce the price of imported items, it will open up the Southeast region economy and create more jobs for the people, because many people will want to go into the line of importation, because the bureaucratic bottleneck and the cost of importation has been removed. This is simple economics, and I'm sure that the people at the helm of affairs, they are aware of it, but they will not do it, because they want the economy of the Southeast region to remain perpetually sabotaged. But then again, a big question should be asked: what exactly are the roles of the lawmakers from the Southeast on the floor of the National Assembly? What are they doing on the floor of the National Assembly? This budget that Victor Ume and other senators from the Southeast are complaining about was passed in December 2024. Why are they all making noise about it now? Why didn't they mobilize other lawmakers to create awareness when Bola Tinubu came on the floor of the National Assembly to present this budget? They were busy singing "On your mandate we shall stand" to the president. No one of them could create an awareness. No one of them could raise issue regarding this budget. And now they are going on the national television to talk about the budget, to talk about how the Southeast people were neglected. Where were they when other senators were lobbying, were mobilizing other senators to draw key critical infrastructure to their region? I think the people from the Southeast should rise to the occasion and hold these their lawmakers accountable. They should hold them responsible whenever a key government infrastructure is not being cited in the Southeast. I mean, we are talking about decades of long negligence. We are talking about decades of marginalization. There should be an end to all of this. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.